5 new ways of analyzing matches in 2024.
Today's view of the field is pretty good. Freshly shaved, freshly mowed. Looks pretty nice today. This has been a big requested thing from you guys today. What is that big requested thing? Well, I did a poll. You guys have been voting on it. You guys want to see it. You guys loving it. And it's something that happens on a screen like this. So let's go see what it is.
Yo, so the Premier League season started this weekend and I saw this clip of Man United's season opener in this bar and it was crazy. You got to take a look at this.
Attackers love and defenders terrified of.
So this, and it's essentially a large screen in a giant, sky's the limit, literally.
And this clip was amazing because it looked like you're in a stadium, but really you're just in a bar and it looks like you're watching from pitch side. And I thought, wow, people are paying real money for this. They're like paying the equivalent of match tickets to be in that bar. I don't want to go too much into detail, but it was amazing. Now, from my training point of view, from my tactical brain, when I'm watching matches, I just want to learn and I want to study. So I thought this video would be good to get into 5 new ways of analyzing matches in 2024. I took a poll recently where I asked you guys, what do you want me to show more of while I'm injured? And the top vote was to analyze footage. And analyzing games, guys, is so important. Look how closely Mbappe studied Ronaldo. They do like all the same movements.
Uno, dos, tres.
This is your audience request. I read all your stuff, guys. So this is what I'm doing. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is the immersive live games. I've just showed this. This was at a place called Cosm in Los Angeles, Hollywood Park, if you guys live in that area. What views like this allow you to do is study games up close and personal. You can see the body position of the player, you can see the pace of the game from the pitch side where players are positioned, and I love this because then you can relate it to the field of view you have when you play. It's like a POV style, it's like a style where you feel like you could be in the game, that you could be playing, that you could be receiving the ball at that pace. I love this and that's why it's number 1. And this gets me to my next one, which is number 2. And number 2, this is a new one that's on the block. It's VR games. You can now watch games in virtual reality and change the view, change how you're watching the game, change if you're behind the goal. If you're wearing your virtual reality headset, then you can really see again what the game is like. It's similar to number 1. But with number 1, you have to actually physically be in this immersive place. With number 2, you just need a VR headset. Now, I've heard the Oculus is good for this, the Meta Quest 2 is good for this. If you guys have a recommendation, put it in the comments below. When you have the VR headset on, guys, if you've ever tried VR, it's very hard for your brain to tell what's real and what's not because your cognitive field of vision is completely encapsulated. But really, it's because you got that pitch side view and I love it. That's why it's number 2. Now, number 3 is VR training. Again, you need the virtual reality headset, but I've seen Be Your Best come up in my feed a lot of times. Now, I've never tried it. We've been contacted by them at Train Effective and I keep thinking to myself, we got to make something happen. We've got to make this something happen. But guys, the advantage that you have in 2024 is that you can now train yourself cognitively, meaning that it's not just physically, it's not just technically, but you can do more of that tactical side, the decision-making side of the brain, which I've explained in the past is so important. So now when you have the VR training headset, okay, what something like Be Your Best allows you to do is train the last critical scan. The last critical scan means when that ball is approaching you, it's that scan that you take before you get that touch of the ball. So when that ball is approaching you, now this is such a critical scan. Literally, if you're going to play in the Premier League one day, if you're going to be playing the top leagues one day, you need to have this in your locker. This is a true sense of how good you are at receiving the ball under pressure and what to do when you have the ball under pressure because the game moves like this. I gotta try it. Have you tried it? Put it in the comments below. I wanna know your experience. Shout out to Be Your Best. Now, number 4, if you guys don't have a VR headset where you can train that scanning, your TV, your phone is your next best bet. And what you can do now is you have multi-camera broadcasting. Usually you need like a subscription and you can't just go on these free sites to watch games, guys. I know. But if you do have one of these subscriptions, you can get like multi-camera angles when you're watching the game. Sometimes you can watch it from the top view, sometimes you can watch it from the side view, from behind the goal view. A lot of you may not have this feature, but a lot of you might, so just check out your broadcaster, check out the subscription. I've seen this play out and I'm like, wow, if you really want to study a player, this is a great way because you have so many different angles to be able to look at that player. In general, as a tip for all of this, guys, make sure that you pick a player that is a similar height, similar weight, and a similar playing style. There's a higher chance that you can model that style of play because that build, that physicality, that playing style mirrors yours. You never not hear of pros say who they were inspired by in terms of their style of play, okay? Like Mbappe with Cristiano Ronaldo, that is a clear one. If there was no Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe wouldn't play the style that he's playing. Same with Garnacho, who was he inspired by? Ronaldo. Why is he doing that celebration? But if the pros are studying it, then you need to study it. Last one, number 5, okay? This is accessible right here on your phone, and that is the Train Effective Tactical Courses, okay? Everything I've been saying when you're studying players, yes, you can study players, you can look at them and think, okay, he did that well, and she did that well, he didn't do that so well. But what is it that they're really doing well? What is it that they're not doing well, okay? The tactical courses on Train Effective allow you to get that understanding of what's important. Because when you're watching these matches, you want to analyze them like a pro. And that's why the Train Effective app has these analysts, has these coaches, has people that have worked at top clubs, experience that comes right back into the app. So you have the courses and you know what to look for. There are dozens and dozens of videos on the app where you can look for the importance of scanning, where you can look for what a fullback does great, where you can look for strikers making fake runs and what that means and why it's good and what's not so good. When you have this all in your locker up here, when you go to watching game, then you know what to look for, and that makes you feel confident. When you're watching and studying games, guys, just make it a point, okay, that in one half, you're gonna write down, take notes of at least 10 things you saw. That'll get your brain going, looking for things, okay? And then you look at your notes before training, before games, then you're gonna have some ideas of what you can do in that training, what you can do in that match. Okay, that player made that kind of turn. Okay, that player put it on his thigh and then played it back. Okay, maybe these are the things I can apply today in training, in games, and you keep doing that consistently. That's how you become a smarter player. That's how I did. If I did it, you can do it too. This is what I wanted to show you guys, and I'm out. Tomorrow's a Monday. That means a new week for me. If you like this, throw the thumbs up, put a comment in the comments below, because your support is my oxygen, and if I have more oxygen, I can make more cool videos. All right, guys, over. Salute. Peace.